Listen, I've been wanting to address this for a long time because I let people tell my story for me because I ain't really care, but I do care. It's just I was going to live my life. I was going to heal. I was going to do what the fuck I wanted to do anyways. But I feel like by me not sharing my story, I'm kind of defeating the purpose of why I went through what I went through, which what I learned through what I experienced was that everything happens for a reason. Shit is weird, but I didn't go through it for nothing. And I'm trying to find the right words to say, and I didn't want to address this until I knew that I was healed and I was coming from a place of being healed and not a place of still being angry at the people or the situation. I wanted to be able to use my story, my experience, to help heal and elevate other people. So I knew that if I came from a space of still being angry, that I would defeat the purpose of me sharing my story. A freeing part in me sharing my story was me stating who did what. I didn't, for a long time, I could tell a million stories about things that I've been through, and I could tell you a million things that I've been through, but it was always one thing that I never fully spoke my truth on, and it was because of what the backlash, I guess you would say. Like, in a sense, it was low-key me still trying to protect certain people and their family. I mean, my family too, but me looking at it from a standpoint of like, this person got kids, this person got a whole fiance, like they, you know what I'm saying, they got a life and shit, and why should I care about that? That's how I had to start looking at that shit. This shit ain't right. So I could tell you, like, I always talk about how I've been healed, and I've been healed from this. Like, I'm healing from this. I'm talking about my journey. I always talk about the things that I always talk about that I'm healing, but I don't always share what it is that I've been healing from and my journey in that. And I feel like it totally defeats the purpose of going through all of this if I don't share what it is, and to be able to help inspire someone. I'm okay. Like, I like inspiring other people. I get inspired by other people, and I like inspiring other people, especially when it comes to being their best selves, living their life how they truly want to live their life. And I feel like that you cannot live your life truly how you want to live your life, or how you came here to live your life, if you're not honest with yourself, if you're not facing the things in life that you run from. And what I experienced, let me just say it. So I was molested from, my earliest memory of it was from 4 years old. It wasn't until 9, maybe 10, I think 9 years old, 9 years old, that I realized what was going on and that it was wrong and that I could tell, right? So I told my mom, and I didn't feel protected. So therefore, later on, I mean, throughout my life after that, I kind of like try to block it out. It still went on up until I was 13 years old. But I had gotten to a place where I felt like I had to protect myself. This is where the fighting spirit came from. You know what I'm saying? I already had that fire in there. It's just that when it got to a place of, like, I felt like nobody was going to protect me. Like, first of all, being a young girl, you know what I'm saying, first of all, being born into a family, into a household where you already seeing your parents fighting and shit, and your mom being abused, and that led up to me being 3 years old and watching my dad, my father, stab my mother 17 times and leaving her for dead, while me and my little brother stood on the stairs and watched, helpless, right? All right, and then fast forward, he's out of the picture. He goes to jail. My mom is in the hospital. We end up in foster care. Fast forward. Of course, we end up back with my mom. I believe the molestation was going on before 4 years old. It's just my earliest memory was at 4 years old. And the reason I say I believe it was going on before then, because everything else that was going on in my life, all the abuse and all the crazy stuff that was going on, I feel like was overriding the sexual abuse. So, especially being so young, like, you don't know what the fuck is going on. You don't know, because if you're being born into something, you're kind of conditioned to think that it's normal, and that shit is not normal. It's not normal. And for anybody that's going through that or has been through that, I would recommend, or I would say, share your story. Even if you don't do it like what I'm doing now, like I'm sharing it out loud to other people. Even if you just say that shit to yourself, because I ain't never even used to say it to myself. Like, I really lived my life like this shit did not happen. I was around the person for years, who did this to me, pretending like it never happened, because every time the thought came up, I pushed this back to the back of my mind. I even made excuses for this person, like maybe they didn't know what they was doing, maybe it happened to them. Like, I had every excuse in the book as to why it was okay for me to be around this person. Even down to when I realized that it wasn't okay for me to be around this person, I was being bashed, and I feel like I'm spitting. I was being bashed, and I was being treated as if, okay, you not healed, you haven't forgiven this person, because I was raised in a church, and like a lot of people's definition in a church, when you forgive somebody, you're okay with being around them. I don't have to still be around somebody just because I forgave them. I don't. And I learned that. Me setting those boundaries, me setting, and it's a lot of people that don't understand why I'm not around my family members, certain family members. Now, this not for every family member, so don't get it twisted. It's just that I had to separate myself in order for me to heal. I couldn't do it around these people. I knew what I needed for me, because I went in that cycle a million times. I kept going back. I separate myself. Then I'm like, I'm feeling guilty about it, and feeling like, okay, well, maybe I'm really not forgiving them if that can't be, if I can't sit around them, like, or maybe I'm, you know, the enablers. Maybe when I say them, I mean the person and the people who took up for this person and still take up for this person to this day. Excuse me. Who have tried to make me feel guilty for speaking out about it and tried to muzzle me. And I refuse to allow that to happen, because of my child, I had to basically treat myself like my own baby. If my child came to me and told me that this happened to them, that their big brother, yes, I said it, did this to them, would I say it was okay for him to still be around them? Fuck no. Fuck no. No. Yes, granted, I would try to find out why is my child doing this? What is it that, where did he learn this from? Who did this to my child, who exposed my child to this, right? But for the child who was violated, I wouldn't make them stick around this person or make them feel guilty for separating themselves around this person, and tell them that you haven't forgiven this person. You can't, like, I literally, when I was a child, I remember being 9 years old and seeking up for that, and then when this person came back around, I felt like I wasn't protected. I felt like when this person was not in the house, I felt like I was being blamed for their sunshine being gone. Like, it's her fault. Like, she should have just been quiet, not knowing that it happened to other people. I literally sat there and listened to this person admit to me that I wasn't the only one. I'm not the only one. So for the people that's afraid to speak their truth or even admit that this happened to them, this person is well aware of what they did. You know, they gave some half-ass apology. You know, I'm sorry, I don't know why I did what I did. Yada, yada, yada. They apologized to me about it. Cool. But what are you going to do to heal yourself so that you don't continue to do that? And when this person wanted to muzzle me to think that I'm not going to speak about it ever again just because you said sorry, you're tripping. Because I have found my greatest healing in me speaking my truth. And I'm not going to stop speaking my truth. I haven't stopped speaking my truth. And these people thought that if they were around me, this person and their enablers felt like if they were around me, if they kept me close, that I would not talk about it and that I would, you know, not expose this thing. And this is not me putting this out here because I'm trying to expose anybody or anything like that. I'm exposing the disease itself. I'm exposing that you can be healed, but you have to face it. You have to speak it. Even if you don't speak it to a million people, you ain't got to go to the rooftop and speak that motherfucker. As long as you speak it and you recognize that in yourself, but as long as you run away from it, you're going to always find things to try to cover that shit up. You're going to always try to find ways to run from it. And that's what I did for a long time. And I couldn't run from it. I cannot run from this. Every time I tried to just, you know, I spoke about it, then I'll just go back into my little shell. Like, all right, I spoke about it. Cool. Like, this what happened, yada, yada, yada. Every time I try to go back into my little comfort zone with this shit, I was constantly reminded that I can't. And this is a part of my purpose here. To help other people who have been through the same thing. Whether you've been through this with the same person that I'm talking about, because people know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to say the name, but you know who I'm talking about. And it was my older brother. Now, if you've been through this same thing with this same person, don't think that their whole family is going to take up for that person. Because I'm that person's family. And I stand beside you. It was wrong. Period. I don't give a fuck if it happened to that person a million times before they did it to you. It was still wrong. And to this day, this person will try to make up a million lies about anybody who knows the truth about them, who speaks the truth about them. It's been a million rumors about me. And people have believed that shit. And for every last one of y'all that believe that shit instead of checking the facts on the story and try to make sure that I was alright instead of believing the shit, I hope y'all get y'all healing. I ain't even mad at you. Because whatever you went through in your life that made you want to get to the point of feeling like that you can bash me or listen to this person, like be manipulated by this person, I just hope you get your healing, yo. Like, I used to be angry about that shit. Like, how can you really believe that about me? You really listen to this person? I'm not even mad no more, yo. I'm not. That shit gonna happen. That's something that come along with speaking your truth. That's where my don't give a fuck attitude come from. That's where it comes from. It doesn't come from because I don't really actually give a fuck. I do give a fuck. But when it comes to somebody trying to tell me that I need to live my life a certain way and that I shouldn't speak my truth about things, that I should be quiet about certain things, I don't give a fuck. I don't. So, it took a lot of years for me to even face that this happened to me. It took a lot of years to then even act on protecting myself and breaking that generational cycle, because it's not the first time it happened. I'm not the first person this has happened to. I'm pretty sure I won't be the last, which is disgusting and sad to say. But it's going to be a lot of people that's not going to face this. It's going to be a lot of people that's going to deny it. It's going to be a lot of people that's going to talk shit. And why was she around them? Because I thought we could heal as a family. I really was in an illusion. Like, I really thought, I tried to find different ways to come at this shit. You know what I'm saying? I tried to figure out how to get through this, and I kept focusing on how to heal as a family because I knew it was a generational curse that needed to be broken. I knew that it was some things that needed to be healed, and I focused I'm not gonna say more. I focused so much of my energy on trying to help those around me and us heal as a unit that I didn't realize how much I needed to step away and heal just me. Because at the end of the day, when my kids grow up and their kids, if they were to ever experience that, I wouldn't tell them that that shit is okay. I wouldn't make them feel guilty for backing away. If I ever crossed boundaries with my children and they felt like that I was the a part of hurting them, I wouldn't be upset with them for them choosing to not have me in their life. I would want them to do what was best for them. So I pray that I would never be that to my kids, but I don't want my kids to ever feel like they got to live their life how I think they should live their life. Or I don't want them to feel bad for them choosing themselves. I don't want them to feel bad for... I said I won't gonna fucking cry. But that shit deep to me. That shit is deeper than just right here, right now. Motherfuckers being mad because I don't show up to certain family functions. I don't show up to certain family functions because y'all got a pedophile there. A couple of them motherfuckers. Y'all got enablers of pedophiles there. And I refuse to be around that shit. I started to address the elephant in the room. I could no longer, put my neck to the motherfucking side and pretend like that shit ain't going on. I couldn't do it no more. I couldn't do it no more, yo. I knew that shit needed to be healed. And I knew it needed to be healed in me. But I knew that curse needed to be broken. When I saw, first of all, myself in the situation, I had to stop and look back. Like, more is caught than taught. When my kids look back at my life and they see how I handled situations, when my grandkids stop. Now, say when my kids grow up, they be like, I didn't know Uncle so-and-so did this to you. And they become adults and they're aware of things in life, and they're very aware of things nowadays. But when they get older and they become very aware of their environment, traumas that themselves and other people have gone through, because they're gonna have things in life. There is things, this life, those things teach you, they mold you. So I just hope to be the best example for them and live my life to the happiest, to the fullest, in a sense of, like, not sitting back, allowing people who set out to tear me down actually tear me down and stay there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to make this no long ass video. I just wanted to be able to speak my truth and encourage somebody else to speak their truth. That shit gonna be hard. It is. But it's well worth it, y'all. Like, I felt like I was, when I was younger, I felt like I wasn't supposed to live my life without these people. So I allowed them back into my life multiple times. And I've been happy. And I'm proud of me for keeping my foot on the neck of the giant with no mercy, bitch. Period. I hate saying that shit, but I felt like it needs to be right there. Point blank in the period. Yeah, I'm proud of me, yo. Like, I wouldn't change this shit. All the weird shit that happened in my life, that ain't even half of my story. This just a little part of my story, but I feel free saying that shit. I'm explaining that because I feel like a lot of people don't understand me. People feel like it's a lot of people who was kind of like casualties of war, in a sense. And I apologize to those people because you didn't understand, and this video is for you. I apologize to y'all. I won't apologize for stepping back. I won't apologize for choosing me. But I will apologize for any pain that I caused you in my actions. Because hurt people, and I was super hurt. And I'm not in that space anymore. But I knew that when I knew when I went into my, what I like to call hermit mode, backing away from everything and everybody to choose me and to heal me, I knew that it would, ruffle some feathers. I knew it. But I couldn't go through and explain to everybody. It was an emergency, okay? An emergency. I had to do what I had to do. That was my journey. I'm still on this journey. And I'm going to continue on this journey. I know that this is what's best for me. I know this is what's best for myself, my family. And like I said, I apologize to anybody who I did hurt in this process. And I hope that you can see why I did what I did, why I had to do it that way. I hope that you can understand, even for the little ones who I was around at one point and then I couldn't be around. I hope that one day you can understand. And I hope that if something like that has ever happened to you, that you will be brave enough for you to be able to speak out and brave enough for you to live your life the happiest, loving you, choosing you first, not enabling someone and not feeling guilty for choosing you. So that's what I did this video for. I just felt like I needed to say that. And I felt like also I needed to explain. I feel like also I need to explain. When I be writing and shit, like a lot of music has really helped me. Maybe I should make a different video for that, but it has helped me. And over the years, ever since I was little, I always wrote poetry, right? I started putting a beat to it, like, shit, hold on now. Hold on, bitch. Hold on. So, and then I got with a man, my husband, who is a fucking producer. Like, that man's been doing this shit since he was a fucking baby, basically. But anyways, outside of that, but that kind of explains, like, the song that I put out. It sounds like some cocky shit, right? I know it do. I'm able to brag about my healing. I'm proud of me for what I've done, for what I've been through, and I don't look like what the fuck I've been through. Motherfuckers don't even know I held my son as he took his last breath. My firstborn son. A lot of people don't know that about me. A lot of people don't know that I was in an abusive relationship. A lot of people don't know that I've had guns held to me. A lot of people don't know that I was almost stabbed to death. A lot of people don't know. It's a lot of shit that I've been through. It's a lot. I just named those couple things, and that ain't nothing. I mean, that's something, but boy, over time I share more and more of my story. Boy, child, I just thought of something else. But over time, I'm gonna share more and more of my story. But I just felt like I needed to say these things. But like I said in the song, excuse me, I be talking a lot of shit. But if you really understood my story and understood what the fuck I've been through and what I've overcome and what I'm still overcoming, you'll understand why I'm talking this shit. And it's a meaning behind all of it. You know, it ain't just me talking shit. It's talking shit, but it's, when I say I keep my foot on the neck of the giant with no mercy, I'm talking about my demons. I'm talking about the shit that I've been through, that I've overcome. And I'm proud of myself for that shit. That's what I'm talking about. I don't want to hear no lip because I don't really care. Because I'm going to live my life that's the way that's the best for me. What the fuck I came here for? God already showed me parts of why I'm here. This is a part of my purpose. I went through what I went through to help other people. I did. I accept that shit. I understand that. So when you try to tell me I should live my life a certain way, I don't care. Now, I'm not saying that I'm too much or too big or too wise for me to take advice from anybody else. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that to tell me I should not speak my truth is bullshit. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta screenshot this. Anyways, yeah, I know my purpose, yo. And at the end of the day, if I was never born, this person would still, this, oh, look at the little girl. If I was never born, this will be one of the generational cycles that would not be broken. I've broken a lot of generational cycles. And there's a lot of people that's going to be mad about that shit. But when I tell you I'm speaking about generational cycles, that means in this moment, in this generation, in this life, I cannot give a fuck about your feelings. Because this is bigger than me and it's bigger than you. It's bigger than us. So I can't give a fuck about your feelings when it comes to breaking these cycles. Because it's not for me. When this shit is benefiting somebody, the generations to come, when we dead and gone, they're going to be excited. They're going to be proud that Gigi, because that's what they going to call me. Gigi broke that motherfucking cycle so they didn't have to go through that shit. Right? Alright, I'm talking too much. I got the little white ring right there. I gotta go. Plus, I gotta go to the grocery store. Bitch, that's nasty. I don't like that shit. But anyways, I'm get off this shit. I just wanted to say that. Share my story, share a little bit about myself, and help you motherfuckers understand just a little bit more about who I am, me, myself, and I. Just, that's it. Thank you for listening. It's a long ass video, but it's me. It's me. It's me. This is who I am. This is who I came here to be. And I'm proud of me. Alright, y'all. Speak your truth. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. Live your life that's going to be best for you. Them churn, even if you ain't got kids. Inspire someone else to speak their truth. That's what my life is about. And I'm proud of that. Like, that's what I came here for, bitch. That's what I signed up for. We all signed up for this shit. Just take the lessons and go. 44. I just saw it on the screen.